lose cash, and this is what we must not let them do, when we lose cash, if we lose cash, and you've only got central bank digital currencies, the computer will know what it is you're trying to do before you even do it, and they will prevent you from doing it. If, for example, they say you can't leave your house more than 5 miles, you try and buy a bottle of water 6 miles from home, you won't be able to. I'm not kidding. That's so many reasons why you should retain cash. It's offensive that the politicians believe that they have a right to all of your information at all times. With you lose cash.
Yeah. So this is a way. These central bank digital currencies, they're coming. I'm just be warned. Be warned. It's coming, and there's going to be a lot of ways that you're going to be able to stand up to that. But it's not going to be easy because remember, we got one world government here. So there's no sovereign states. There's no sovereign. It's over. So I will be updating you on ways that you need to stand up when that happens. But the goal of the CBDC is you need to understand if you're somebody who works hard, if you're somebody who values your financial stability, if you're somebody who values, your cash, they're coming for the cash. They're coming to control you. What he's talking about is real. If it's digitized, if everything is digital, you realize that if you look at the last 2 years with mandates, with people that the government decided were well-behaved, and people who weren't so well behaved, according to them, people who complied, people who refused to comply. They put you in 2 categories, right? In the compliant and then the rebellious. So what would happen if everything was digitized, including your ability to spend money? That includes putting gas in your car, putting food on your table. Think about the grocery store. Think about money is power, right? Money is freedom. If you were in the category of people that the government, and by government, I mean one world government, I mean WEF, I mean WHO, I mean all of those institutions that are coming out with these new accords, if they decided that you out there sitting at home were too rebellious, you realize if everything's digital, they can just cut you off. Or they can say, we're going to cut you off until you do this. Or we're going to impose X, Y, and Z until you comply. And then don't worry, you'll get a big reward. So it's pressure. It's constant pressure that's going to be exerted over you and exerted onto your freedom. It's essentially going to be a digital prison. You will be in a digital prison. And that's what they want. And it will start off as voluntary, as I always tell you, just do this for yourself. You can manage, your carbon footprint. You can manage, X, Y, Z. And very soon that access will be shifted to the top. And just imagine if you had a quarantine zone that could be enforced with digital currency. So you couldn't, if this was your quarantine zone, right? Let's just say here, you have a little square, and you could only spend money in there, but the second you stepped out, you couldn't. Do you realize how the level of control? If you decided, I'm getting in my car, I'm going to drive, what if your car just stopped when you got out of that zone? What if your money, your credit card didn't swipe when you got out of that zone? Because it's all going to be digital. Remember, it's all going through a central system. Big Daddy government's going to have eyes on you all the time. So if this stuff scares you, good. You have to resist.